Hey everyone, it's Heather, the better half from the Preacher and the Gym Guy, and sometimes the better half. And I wanted to post a video today, so I'm going to try to figure out how I can post a video that I took a couple weeks ago. And instead of writing out the story, I'm just going to tell you the story. You may have missed it on Sunday. Nick shared in his message, and you can check it out on creeksideDM.com. On our church's website, you can hear Nick's messages, and Sunday was great. It was about anxiety and how there's no need for it. So check it out if you need to check it out. But on his message on Sunday, he shared the story about Micaiah. And I would like to tell you that story as well. And then I want you, if I can get it to work out, I want you to watch the video clip that I took of this story a couple weeks ago. So we took the kids to the Mall of America, and the first thing we do when we get there is, I'm like, kids, we gotta go on a roller coaster. It's gonna be awesome. It's so fun. You know, it's a roller coaster inside. It's not that bad. And so I took the three oldest, Judah, Micaiah, and Margot. Judah and Micaiah sat next to each other, and Margot sat by me. And Micaiah was scared to go on this, and I didn't let him get off. I made him stay in line, and I made him get on, and he did not want to. But he wasn't crying, and he wasn't completely fighting me, so I thought I was okay. So we ride this, and I just see him, like, I'm sitting behind him, and I just see him clench like this most of the ride. We get off the ride, and the kid is shaking uncontrollably. He can hardly walk, and he doesn't say a word. And probably for an hour, he was just angry. Because of the fear and the sheer terror of that ride, it caused him to completely shut down. We couldn't get him to talk. He would get angry at us. He'd tell us to be quiet. He doesn't want to talk about it. I mean, he didn't cry. He reverted to just closing in, and he was angry, and he was never going to do that again. And let me tell you, I felt awful. I felt awful. Seriously, the first thing I thought was, oh no, I've become my dad. And images of this banana boat that we used to have flashed in my mind, and how he would make me do it, and I would cry, and I wouldn't want to do it. Awful. So I vowed right then and there, I would never, ever, ever make Micaiah ride a roller coaster again. I was not going to be like that. So the day went on. We did other rides. We ate good food. We went to different fun stores. And as evening was approaching, we told the kids, okay, you can choose one more ride, each of you, one more ride, and then we're done. And would you believe Micaiah chose the roller coaster? That was totally on his own. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it just amazes me thinking that he did that on his own. He wanted to conquer his fears. He wanted to ride it again and to face his fears. I was so thankful. I was so proud of him. And sure enough, he did. And why that is amazing is because we often say in our house, I can do hard things. Or we'll say them, okay, Micaiah, say, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. And we tell them, you can do hard things. Because life throws a lot of choices in our direction. And we've got good choices and we've got bad choices. We've got right choices and we've got wrong choices. And most often, the good choice and the right choice is the hard choice to make. And I want my kids to learn now. I want them to fail now, but I also want them to learn now that they can make the hard choice. I don't ever want to make them make the hard choice. I don't want to make them make the right choice. I want them and myself to believe in myself that I can do hard things. Because when I say out loud that I can do hard things, then I begin to believe it, I begin to act on it, and I begin to do it. And man, that's what my son did. He lived it out. He lived it out. And so this video that I can hopefully get posted is of Micaiah on the roller coaster, and he's scared. He's scared, and it's breaking my heart. But he's doing it. He's doing it. And I tell him, I say, Micaiah, say, I can do hard things. And he does. He says, I can do hard things. And it builds up his confidence. You know, and I just thought of this, you know, Jesus says, take courage, I am here. We're talking about this at Vacation Bible School. Jesus makes us brave. Think of the story when Peter walked on water with Jesus, right? As soon as the men in this boat, it was in the middle of the night, in the middle of the lake, in the middle of the storm, and these grown men are in a boat, and they think they see a ghost. And the Bible says they cried out in terror. I mean, it wasn't like they're quiet, ooh, look at that. They were like, ah, ah. they're crying out in terror because they think they see a ghost. And immediately, Jesus comforts them. The Bible says Jesus comforted them immediately and said, take courage, don't fear, it's just me. And Peter jumps at that. I mean, he gets excited and he says, Jesus, if that's you, call me out to the water. And Jesus says, Peter, come on out. And with excitement and instant boldness, Peter leaps out of the boat and walks towards Jesus. And all of a sudden, he realizes, oh my word, it's in the middle of the night. I'm walking on a lake, in the middle of the lake, in the middle of a storm. He takes his eyes off the Lord and he looks down and begins to sink. And immediately, as he begins to sink, fear hits him again. Just as it quickly left, it quickly comes back. And he reaches up, he's like, Lord, save me. And Jesus immediately comes to his rescue and grabs him and brings him back into the boat. And I love that because Jesus didn't stop the storm. He didn't cease the waves or halt the winds. The storm kept raging on. But he was there right next to Peter through that storm. He didn't take the storm away. No, he gave him bravery to do the hard thing, to stay in the storm. So we can do that too. I challenge yourself just to say, I can do hard things. Begin to speak that out loud. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. Some of us, a hard thing is getting up to work out. That's hard for me. It's hard for me to eat right too. It really is. But I can do it. I can say no to the crappy food and I can say yes to the good food. I can do hard things. That's it for today. Hope you all are doing well. You can do hard things. Believe in yourself. Peace out.